So we'll go ahead and get started here. We're going to start with Liz Amos. And Liz has been in Missouri for 30 years playing traditional music with, apprenticing with Bob Hope. Bob Hope, anybody? She's influenced by the driving dance styles of Bob Hope and Midwest greats like Dwight Lamb, Vesta Johnson, Niall Wilson, John White. And her lively phrase tunes are remarked far and wide for her dance fiddling abilities. And so we're here. What are you going to play, Liz?
We're going to give Lantern in the Ditch a go, or whatever falls out.
All right, give her a go. Round one, folks. Excited about this fiddle music. I forgot about our complete intros here, so we just jumped ahead of ourselves. I do want to remind folks, if you're voting online, there's a QR code in the house here that you can scan. I think you can link from kopn.org and certainly msotfa.com. And you got to know who you're voting for, because there's a top three and there's a name on there that you got to know your fiddler's name. So keep your score sheets at home and keep them active and listen to every tune. I encourage you to listen before you vote, although you can vote now and vote often. We've got Amanda Arbuckle is our next fiddler, undergraduate student studying biomedical engineering. How about that? And she fiddles. Started playing and learning classical violin. She started coming to old-time Missouri fiddle music after discovering John White's jam in Hallsville, Missouri. She played at the Fiddle Camp as a student junior master, recently completed an apprenticeship with fiddle master who's also one of the contestants today, Charlie Walden. Amanda loves sharing Missouri's fiddle tradition tunes with new and familiar audiences. What are you going to play for us today?
Angus Campbell.
Oh, Angus Campbell, all right. about age, but we've got a few age groups represented here well across the demographic of Missouri fiddling here. Our next fiddler in this round is going to be Gaddy, a fifth-generation Ozarker. Grew up in Springfield, Missouri. Listened to her dad and grandfathers play fiddle tunes on the harmonica. In 2016, after 20 years as a backup player for great fiddlers like Dwight Lamb, John White, Bob Holt, she took up the fiddle. Thank gosh. Hoping to keep her local square dance thing going, and I think she does a fine job of doing that. Though she was raised in the Ozarks, she primarily represents Missouri's northern fiddle styles. So what are we going to have today?
We are going to have Zion, who's from a great radio fiddler, Casey Jones.
Right.
Yep.
Good tune selection. I appreciate that there. Next up, who do we have next up? Is David Scrivner. A native of Mansfield, Missouri, David Scrivner has been playing traditional Ozarks fiddle music for nearly 30 years, including several years as a student and apprentice of the renowned Ozarks fiddler Bob Holt. How about it for Bob Holt again? Focused on preserving Ozarks dance music and music tradition, David plays for square dances in the Ozarks and mentors younger musicians in the area. David won the 2019 Arkansas State Old Time Fiddling Grand Championship and represented Ozarks fiddling at the Smithsonian Folklife Festival in Washington, D.C. in 2022 and 2023. How about it? What do you think about playing here? You want to talk about the fiddle a little bit?
I'm going to play Rabbit in the Pea Patch. I learned this from Bob Holt, and it's a Douglas County tune.
All right, off you go. We've got Mr. Geoff Seitz. While he gets his band and fiddle in tune. I don't think he got strings on it when he got here, so he's got to get some strings on that fiddle real quick there. Geoff Seitz from LeMay, Missouri. He's been playing fiddle for over 50 years. Throughout his years of fiddling, Geoff has sought out traditional master fiddlers, learned tunes in the old-time style. He's won numerous awards for his fiddling, including first place at the Old Fiddlers Convention in Galax and first at the Appalachia String Band in Clifftop, West Virginia. He regularly plays traditional tunes, dances, concerts. He's one of the founding members of the Ilmo Boys, a critically acclaimed string band, old-time tunes and songs. Mr. Geoff Seitz, what are we going to do today?
We're going to play Marmaduke's Hornpipe, and the version comes from through R.P. Christensen, and he recorded Bill Driver playing this version here, and my version's inspired by that.
Right. That's Mr. Geoff Seitz, everybody. If you're tabulating at home, he had a big old band there. Give it up for our accompanist, our other musicians here. We'll talk about them a little bit. We've got a last-minute Johnny on the spot fill-in. Dr. Howard Marshall couldn't make it in today, so we've got a fill-in fiddler, Mr. Richard Shewmaker. Say that, Rich, I don't have a bio on you since you're the Johnny Jump Up. Tell us a little something about yourself.
Well, I'm from Columbia. I'm a native of Columbia, and been playing for about 15, 16 years under Howard and John White.
Right.
Paulsville, Missouri.
Good deal. What tune are you going to play?
I'm going to play Hell on the Wabash.
Where'd you learn that?
I got that from Pete McMahon.
All right. Yeah, live fiddling, folks, right here. can't beat it. That's a testament to what good Missouri fiddlers we got around here in mid-Missouri. Rich had no idea he was coming on today. We said, hey, we need you. And lo and behold, there he shows up. We appreciate it. All right. We got one of my favorite fiddlers, and I'm not biased on voting here, but I got one of my favorite fiddlers coming up here. MC can take that liberty. We got Miss Kathy Summers coming up here. Come on, sit down while she gets ready. I'll talk about Kathy Summers. She's from Bergen, Missouri, folks. She's been playing fiddle since she was about 14 years old. Is that right? All right, good. Started playing rhythm guitar first. That's a good start at age 7 with her grandfather Joe, also who was a left-handed fiddler, which, by the way, my bias stems from her being a left-handed fiddler. And her father Delbert Bryan played guitar and always encouraged Kathy to play. Let's see, where are we at? You married Howard Summers from Bourbon, who's also a fiddle player, that's right?
And this tune is one that I learned from him.
You learned this from him, all right? Your children?
50 years ago.
50 years ago you learned this tune. Heck yeah. Your children, your grandchildren are playing fiddle still?
Yes.
It makes you very happy, I'm
Yes,
sure.
it
Well,
does.
we're happy you're here. What are you going to play for us?
Bill Cheatum.
Bill Cheatum, all right. Only round one, folks. You can still get down here to the St. Music Center on the campus, University of Missouri. Come on down. We still can get you in the door here. We've got 2 more contestants here in the first round. Lynn Welsh, will come on up. Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped across. Charlie Walden first. Sorry.
He went to a small country school.
Well, this is what you get when it's live, folks. You never know what's going to happen.
My bed's supposed to be right there.
You're supposed to be right there.
Okay,
You're perfect.
all right.
You've never been better.
Thank you, man.
What was that?
What was it? Oh, Hell Among the Yearlings.
Let's talk a little bit about Charlie in this first round. Hallsville native Charlie Walden is a master Missouri fiddler known for his energetic style, deep knowledge of traditional fiddle tunes, a lifelong advocate for old-time music. He has performed across the U.S. and abroad, sharing the unique sound of Missouri fiddle at festivals, workshops, and contests. Charlie has won major competitions in Missouri, Illinois, West Virginia, Ontario, Canada. His flamboyant bowing style, dazzling left hand, encyclopedic repertoire make him a fierce fiddling competitor. And that's all the truth.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Now, you said what you're going to play, but I missed it. What is it?
Hell Among the Yearlings.
All right.
Could we have an A? That's about right.
Thank you, Charlie. Now we got Mr. Lynn Wells. Come on down here, Mr. Lynn Wells. I called you up a little too early. Mr. Lynn Wells from Howard County, Missouri. Grew up as one of 9 children in the family. Inspired by the music of local square dance fiddlers like Charlie Jackson, Little Billy Crane, Cleo Persinger. Fondly remember Sunday afternoons spent visiting their homes with his father, listening to the tunes and styles that shaped his own fiddling. A long-running contest favorite and often sought-after judge, Lynn is respected for both his skill and deep connection to Missouri's fiddle tradition. And I believe that's right. What are you going to play for us?
Thomas and Gerald. No, this is informal. Let's play Tom and Gerald.
Grew up in northeast Missouri, learned to play fiddle at the long-running W Fiddle Camp where he now teaches. He studied with legendary Missouri fiddlers including Pete McMahon, and in 1998 apprenticed with McMahon through Missouri's Traditional Arts Apprenticeship Program. John is a 5-time master artist in that same program and remains dedicated to preserving and passing down Missouri's traditional fiddle music. What are you going to play for us?
Aunt Mary's Hornpipe.